Three things I'm going to show you today. What's already gone up, what's about to go up, one game that might be collecting dust on your shelf or sitting in a box in your attic that you're probably going to want to pay attention to. Now, I buy and sell game collections every single day.
Count it.
And the Super Mario Galaxy movie just made nostalgia gaming a little more expensive.
Don't like that.
Ladies and gents, my name is Crash, and this is the Hype Tax. Every episode I track one thing: what happens to physical video game prices when Hollywood comes a knocking. Movies, shows, Netflix, game announcements, you name it, they all leave a price trail. And today we follow the money on Super Mario Galaxy. And trust me when I tell you this, guys, that trail runs deep, fresh, and right into all of our pockets.
Bankruptcy!
Now, before we talk about what's happening right now, we need to go back a few years. Because this isn't new. This is a pattern, and once you see it, can't really unsee it, and now it kind of forces all of us to pay attention to what's happening here in the future.
Back to the future.
Traveling back, April 2023, Super Mario Bros. Movie drops. Does $1.3 billion at the box office. That's right, I said billion. Biggest movie video game adaptation ever made at the time. And yeah, Chris Pratt's in it, blah, blah, blah. Nobody really
Hell
cares
yeah,
about that.
he's
Great.
cool.
But something quietly happened in the used video game market. Something that most people, including myself, completely missed. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Super Mario Bros. NES Loose Cart came out in 1985-86 in the United States. March 2023, averaging about $10 on PriceCharting. Movie drops in April. By summer, $17. That's a 70% jump on a cartridge that sold 40 freaking million copies. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, complete in box. $22 in March. After the movie, $27.80. That's almost $28. Settles at $25. That's the new floor. Never came back down. Super Mario World SNES Loose Cart, $15 in March. Jumps to $21. Settles at $18. Same exact pattern across 3 different games on 3 different consoles. Spike, then a new floor above where it started every single time. Now here's what I need everyone to understand, just so there's no confusion about price charting, is the floor, not the ceiling. I've been buying and selling collections for 8 years now.
So you will listen to every damn word I have to say!
Okay, clean copies of these games were moving well above those averages on eBay. Price charting, great tool, but really what it's showing is an average, okay? It's not really taking into account what's really happening at the time when these things are going down, okay? New Netflix shows, new movies, releases, sequels, you name it. It's all hype. And every time one of these hype triggers happens, guess who pays the price? All of us.
We're broke.
Today, April 1st, 2026, the Super Mario Galaxy movie opens in theaters. Sequel to the highest grossing video game movie ever made. Now, when I say we pay the hype tax, I mean it. My son loved the first movie and has made us watch the trailer like 50 freaking times. And of course, after watching the trailer, I'm getting that sinking feeling of wanting to replay games from 20 years ago. But in an effort to play them with my son, I decided to look for a copy for the Switch. Fast forward, Walmart, sold out, gone. Target, gone. Used copies on eBay right now, $55 to $59. Amazon, $64 used. New sealed copies, $69.95.
69.
69.
And here's something that most people don't even realize about Switch games. New versus used on Switch, basically no discount, okay? That's how strong demand is on Nintendo physical games. You barely save anything buying used for the Switch. The trigger hasn't even fully hit yet, and the market is already moving on this thing. But the Switch double pack is not all we're here, fam. Not even close, because there's another version of this game sitting in collections, game stores, on your shelves collecting dust, or maybe even in that box in the attic. Alright, that most people are completely forgetting about. And that's the original Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii. Price charting has it at about $15.50 for a CIB complete in box copy. Not too shabby. Here's what's actually selling on eBay right now. Tonight, before the movie has even been out for 24 hours, $20 to $25 on average for a CIB copy, all right? Clean copies, I've seen go for as high as $48. Now that gap between what price charting says and what people are actually paying for, that's the hype tax.
You guys, I'm like really smart now.
Man, it's like we're paying this hype tax before it's fully even been given a chance to get hyped up. And then there's this. $3,250. VGA graded 95 plus. Sold at auction last night. Shout out to Get the Greg Games. I mean, he took the words right out of my mouth. Check out the captions. New movie hype. Yeah. No shit.
Well, shit.
Now that's a graded copy. That's not what you're paying, and that's not what most people are paying or even buying. But the number tells you something that everyone should be paying attention to, and that's the ceiling on Mario Galaxy. When the high end of the market moves, the everyday market follows, okay? So bear with me here. High-end market moves up, the floor for everything else follows it ever so slightly.
Boring.
But it's inevitable. Now hear me out, fam. Most of us aren't buying graded games, and most of us aren't gonna drop $3,200 on a video game, right? Remember what I said earlier. Clean copies are hitting as high as $48. If this continues, we could be seeing the new average for CIB Galaxy Wii games climb up to $25, maybe even $30. That may be the new low.
Man, this is some bullshit!
Now, I want to be straight with you guys, okay? Something that needs to be said because I am a video game dealer. I am in the business.
Boo this man!
I haven't raised my prices on a single one of these. I price off of current market data. I don't speculate. I don't future spike gouge people.
I refuse.
That's not what I'm here for, right? We are play then sell. We are all about creating a cycle of playing and selling and moving them along. Now, that cycle might be a little bit longer if you're a collector.
Excuse me, these are expensive collector's items, okay?
But ultimately, we're all about moving games and finding games a new home so people can actually play them and enjoy them. And price gouging and taking advantage of market conditions is not something that we're going to do or isn't something that we ever plan on doing.
This place is ugly anyway. You and me.
Period. Real quick, before we get into gameplay, there's one more thing we need to know.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Last week, Nintendo officially confirmed Fox McCloud from Star Fox is in this movie. Same week, it was leaked that a brand new Star Fox game is coming to Switch 2 this summer. Now, this is a leak, not an official announcement, so don't hold me to the fire if it doesn't pan out.
Well.
But I've been in this market long enough to know that Nintendo doesn't put a dormant franchise in a billion-dollar movie by accident. Star Fox for the Nintendo 64 loose cart right now, $25 to $45 on eBay. Write that number down, guys, because we haven't had a Star Fox game in over 10 years, and this is absolutely ridiculous. And it's gonna make Star Fox 64 and, mark my words, Star Fox for the Super Nintendo way more expensive than it is right now. So if you're trying to avoid the hype tax, jump on that train before everybody else does. So is this game actually worth playing in 2026? Hell yeah.
And allow me to provide you a little entertainment.
Let me show you. Look, it's a Mario game. What's not to love? And this game introduces a ton of new gravity mechanics and a ton of stuff that we've never seen before. Now, I'm no Mario expert, but just like everyone else, I can pick up a game and start playing and have tons of fun with it. That's what really makes Mario games just so appealing to everybody, is that young and old, you can pick up a game, not know anything about it, and kind of figure it out because the controls are intuitive, they're easy to use, easy to understand. You're not going to find yourself in many situations where you're trying to figure out where the hell do I go or what do I do next. Even with these new mechanics, the game is freaking awesome, okay?
I had an awesome time.
One little warning, you may need some Dramamine or maybe even pop open an ice cold beer to kind of undo the dizzying effects that it has, because let me tell you, man, you can go from sober to kind of drunk just by playing this game for a little bit. With all the flip-flopping and flying around through the air and constant 360 turns and motions and stuff like that, it can be a little disorienting. But aside from that, look, it's not perfect, but a game from 2007, does it absolutely hold up? Hell yes.
Hell yes.
I had an absolute blast recording gameplay for this, and it was a great reminder as to why these games are so well received and why millions of people across the entire planet are infatuated with anything Mario, but specifically with Mario Galaxy.
Aha! Got him!
What an incredible game. I mean, I felt like a Vietnam door gunner shooting star bits at everything without even knowing what exactly they were used for. But lo and behold, it's actually an integral part of the game and something that is incorporated flawlessly. I mean, who would have thought that you could shoot stuff in a Mario game? And for a second there, I could have sworn I was in first-person mode, so, you know, kind of brought back some first-person shooter vibes here in a Mario game.
Bravo 6, going dark.
I mean, looking back and thinking back, I probably should have read the manual, but let's be real. I come from an era of gaming where you didn't touch the manual at all. The manual was only there for the car ride home when your dad or your mom was driving you home from Toys R Us or KB Toys. Yeah, I'm showing my age a little bit there.
You're getting too old for this shit.
And you had nothing else but better to do but to sit in the car and get excited about the game you just bought. After that, manual gets chucked behind the couch or thrown under the bed or thrown somewhere else, using it as a coaster on a coffee table somewhere. But yeah, probably should have read the manual so I could know what exactly I was supposed to be doing here with these star bits, but here we go. So again, to summarize the gameplay, does it hold up? It absolutely holds up.
Yes.
And after this movie, like I said before, 50 million other people are going to realize that it exists, okay? Which means one thing for the price. One thing only. And here's what I think is going to happen next. Now look, Sam, I've been doing this for a long time.
All right, that's enough. You're the worst kind of scum on the face of the earth.
Every week, people bring in their collections, clearing out their attics, downsizing, making room, getting out of the hobby, you name it, all right? I see what's moving at the ground level before the hype catches up. And I've learned one thing.
I'm learning.
These media triggers don't create value out of thin air, okay? All they're doing is revealing the value that was already there. The games were always good. The movie just reminded us that they exist. When demand spikes and supply doesn't, the used market is how everyday gamers stretch their dollar.
Mr. Krabs.
Hello, I like money.
And in this new world where every single thing we buy is overpriced and new consoles are getting more expensive with age, yeah, someone explain that one to me. I don't understand what's going on there. That's what the secondary market is supposed to be. It's supposed to be an avenue for everyone to be able to play games without taking all of your cash.
And it's gone.
And that's what we do at PlayItAndSell.com. Every hype spike follows a similar curve. Right now we're here, just past opening weekend. Have we hit that peak? Maybe. That really all depends on a few different factors. Mainly, was the media trigger good at all? Because we have seen many times when there has been pre-hype on media triggers, such as the Borderlands movie and a few other, you know, crazy examples. Where the movie bombed, the pre-hype spike didn't really follow through a normal curve when the media trigger is actually pretty good, all right? I know I'm spitting out a lot of mumbo jumbo, but basically, to dumb it all down or make it in layman's terms, if the movie sucks, if the show sucks,
This sucks.
Yeah, me.
any pre-hype that was built before then is gonna instantly nosedive. I mean, we're talking about falling 40,000 feet out of the sky.
What's your last minute instructions?
Is that gonna happen here? More than likely not. The reason being is that every prior Mario trigger set a new floor and it never really gave it back. And with all the hype and all the effort and all the money that went into this movie,
Everyone's hyping it up.
for sure this is not going to be one of those cases. Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii, complete in box. Right now, 20 to 25 bucks on eBay. Clean copies are already hitting 48 before the movie even opened. My call, we will see highs around $50 complete in box by June, and a new CIB average of around $30. That's that 2023 movie pattern applied to a game that's already has a huge nostalgia pull. But the one to really pay attention to here, folks, and this is my sleeper pick, Star Fox 64 and Star Fox for the SNES. Yes, we say SNES around these parts, okay? SNES sounds stupid, and none of my friends growing up called it that, so accept it, we're gonna go with SNES, okay?
Hi, Super Nintendo Chalmers.
If that new game gets officially announced this summer, I know we've been hearing a ton of rumors from different media outlets about the game being announced, or it might drop this summer. But if that happens, we're going to be right back here with another episode of The Hype Tax for that one. Now, if I'm wrong, come back and tell me. That's literally the whole point of this show.
The price is wrong, bitch.
But the reason why I came to that conclusion is because simply the amount of copies that are out there. Galaxy sold really well for the Wii. We're looking at almost 13 million copies, but Star Fox 64 and Star Fox SNES each only sold about 4 million. Now, we say only, but we're talking about a massive difference in production and with the amount of copies that actually sold. So these are things for sure that we need to take into consideration, is that there are 13 million copies out there that sold versus 4 million and 4 million for the other two that we will possibly be talking about here in the future.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Okay, episode 1, and we made it to the hype tax verdict. If you stuck around with me this long, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys hanging out. And everybody else who tuned off or clicked off on the video, you're dead to me.
Good, then get the hell out of my life. Who needs you? Beat it. Leave me alone.
Alright, here we go. It's hype tax time. Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii, normal CIB price on eBay is going for 25 bucks. Current high market price of $48. Taking everything that we've spoken about, I think that the new hype tax price for Super Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Wii is going to climb to $30 for a normal CIB copy on eBay. What do we call that? Elevated and climbing. What does that mean for everybody? Super Mario collector?
Game over.
If you don't have this already, buy it now because the floor is gonna move, and the only way it's gonna move is moving up. If you're a casual player, the Switch Double Pack has been coming in and out of stock. I mean, we're talking about the hype tax here. If you take a look closely, you will also notice that Amazon raised their prices by $10 on the brand new copy for the Switch exactly 1 week before the movie debuted. So when we're talking about the hype tax, we're not just talking about eBay or PriceCharting. We're looking at across the board, all consumers, all buyers, all purveyors of video games. We are here to inform you exactly what you're going to be paying for, and that's the entire point of this entire series.
Shut up!
Alright gang, that's going to wrap up this first episode of the hype tax. Thank you all for tuning in and for hanging out with me. This really was a ton of fun, and I've been looking forward to creating this series for a long time, but
after 3 years of writing, 1 year of shooting, 4 years of reshooting, and 2 years of editing.
It's been baking in the oven, and maybe I overcooked it just a tad, and maybe I was speaking a little bit too fast during this entire episode, but I am so sorry. I've been hyped up on Cuban coffee.
Cup of coffee in the big time, yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
And lots of hype in myself, and thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. We'll see you guys for the next episode.
Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Braz.
And trust me, everyone's going to want to tune into that one because we're tracking a different kind of monster. And trust me, the price data on this one is crazy work. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace.